So today we will focus on how you can reduce your spend on real-time data. And when I say real-time data, I mean your high throughput, low latency data. Since 2009, this means Redis. Even if you're using Elasticache or Google Memory Store, you're still using Redis. Even if you're using Valky, you're still using Redis because this is a fork. Typically, it's common to see organizations spending between 10 and 40% of their data cost on Redis-like solutions. So back in 2009, when Redis was created, the world was very much different than the world today. Vast majority of the instances had a single core. GCP and Azure didn't exist. Only AWS existed on the cloud. And the largest instance that you can get had 4 cores and 64 gigabytes of memory. The entire world produced only 1 zettabyte of memory during the entire year. Today, data is booming and hardware has at least an order of magnitude stronger performance than it used to have in 2009. Yet most of us here are still using Redis technology from 2009 that is single-threaded at its core and cannot utilize this modern hardware strengths. And this is wasteful. To begin with, Redis is wasteful in its memory usage. And memory is expensive. We will get back to that later. But modern hardware memory always comes with CPU. Typically, cloud instances comes with a CPU to memory ratio of 1 to 2, 1 to 4, or 1 to 8. So if you need 100 gigabytes of data, you will end up with an instance that has 16 or 32 cores available for you. And Redis is not built to use this extra core of modern hardware, as it's single-threaded at core. To scale efficiently on Redis, you will need to take like 16 instances with 4 or 8 gigabytes of memory each, which again is wasteful and complex. Because Redis was designed to work with common hardware that used to have a few gigabytes of memory and only a single core. To scale for more than a few gigabytes or 10,000 requests per second, you need to use a Redis cluster. So now with Redis cluster, you have many wasteful instances and a complex production to support only because you need 100 gigabytes of memory. Does anyone here has a Postgres with 100 gigabytes of memory that's distributed over 8 shards or 18 nodes? To recap, memory is expensive. Redis is not memory optimized. It's not CPU optimized. And it adds complexity to your production. Luckily, we created Dragonfly. So Dragonfly is a multi-threaded Redis drop-in replacement. It was designed for efficiency and scalability. It delivers 25 times better performance than a single Redis node because it can scale vertically first. It doesn't mean that we do not support cluster, but every shard in the cluster can scale vertically to support much higher workloads than Redis. One extreme example that I have for that is one community users of Dragonfly replaced 128 nodes Redis with a single Dragonfly.